The following podcast may contain adult language and an abundance of family. So get ready, nerds, to live your life a quarter mile at a time, because we're talking Fast 9.
I was trying so hard not to laugh. I'm sorry.
I don't know if that worked or not.
Oh, it worked.
We'll find out in post-production.
I am Groot.
I am Groot. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Salty Nerd Podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about the new movie Fast 9, starring Vin Diesel and everybody else. I am joined, as always, by my fantastic panel of nerds, starting with Matt Vader. What's up, dude?
I thought we were talking about Star Trek.
That's later.
I'm really unprepared at the moment. You threw me, man. You threw me.
I threw you, huh?
Yeah.
Because we don't have production
I
meetings
gotta
beforehand.
hold on. I gotta.
You got to flip your hat around? All right. I'm also joined by Jude, the ambassador of estrogen.
Hello.
Welcome.
Oh, thank you.
I'm so excited to talk about this movie with you guys. And last but not least, producer of the show, Matthew Kadish.
Wow, this movie.
Wow, this movie.
Wow, this movie. It was everything I hoped it would be.
Oh, man, it was glorious. All right, guys, so moving forward, this is going to be full spoilers. So if you haven't seen Fast 9, go watch it first, then come back and watch this episode of the podcast.
If you haven't seen 1 through 8, it's okay.
It's okay, yeah.
And I have to correct you. The title is F9.
F9.
The Fast Saga.
Ooh. Saga?
Yeah.
That's pretty
Epic.
Yeah.
The
glorious.
shortened nickname for it is Fine.
It's literally fine.
What'd you think of the movie? It's fine.
It's fine. Oh, boy. All right, guys, before we dive into it, we're going to take a quick break, listen to some sponsors. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Hey, if you'd like to support the podcast, go to saltynerdclub.com. You can support us, give us a little bit of cheddar, and in return, you guys can get some exclusive access to behind-the-scenes photos, blooper reels, which are a ton of fun. It's everything that we edit out of the podcast for the final show. Goes in. Patreons get a look at our interpersonal relationships where Vader hits on Jude all the time, and other weird things that happen.
She never hits back, so I'm done.
All kinds of cool stuff.
I'll slide into your
DM.
your DMs on your cat IG.
Dooley Looly, do you just still do that?
Well, I haven't been because he got his ass shaved.
Oh,
He's really
Louie.
hideous. He was really bad looking. He's starting to get all fuzzy again. So
Oh my God. I forgot you started an Instagram for your cat. Anyway, guys.
Do love a fuzzy ass.
no, he looked like one of those Egyptian cats.
The skin ones?
With like some,
Oh no.
oh, it was so bad.
He must have been so pissed.
Yeah, he was not happy.
Okay, guys. saltynerdclub.com. If you want to support us and what we do here, go there and help us out. All right, let's get into it. Fast 9 or F9 or Fine, whatever you want to call it. Jude, what is this movie all about?
I was in a movie theater and they don't let you have your phone, so I couldn't take notes.
Okay.
So all I've got on IMDb is Cypher enlists the help of Jacob, Dom's younger brother, to take revenge on Dom and his team. So basically, this is a Fast and the Furious movie where you have to just completely abandon reason in order to enjoy the movie. And if you are able to do that, you'll love it.
Yeah.
So John Cena plays Dom's younger brother. We get a whole backstory on like the day that their dad died and what happened with all of that and what happened with their relationship and why they are enemies and
why we've never seen John Cena up to this point.
Yeah.
doesn't matter. That there are like strains of different DNA, which is what explains why they don't look alike at all.
His dad got around.
Yeah, that's what they implied. They're like, I knew the Toretto family had mixed DNA.
I never caught that. That whatever
The chin or something.
The chin, yes.
Yeah, I said like they should have given John Cena a tan or something.
Something.
like they never truly explained why his brother is like this white Italian guy.
Yeah.
You know?
It doesn't matter.
Is John Cena Italian?
Well, Cena's an Italian name, isn't it?
I don't know.
I don't either. I don't even know if that's his real name.
I'm pretty sure it's Italian.
Anyway, continue, Jude.
That's his wrestling name. Yeah, so John Cena is the younger brother. We get the backstory there. And so Kurt Russell is
Mr. Nobody.
Mr. Nobody. He is
like a super spy.
yeah, but he's doing something with Cypher. He's like transporting her.
He captured her.
Okay,
and
he
was
captured her.
transporting
Huh.
her.
He captured her first, yeah. And he's transferring her somewhere. when the the shuttle plane goes down.
Not only is he transferring her, he's also transferring half of a super doomsday weapon.
I mean,
at the same time.
You know what? As someone who will not make more than one trip from the car when he has groceries, you have to understand.
You get it.
This.
You got to multitask.
One trip. So he's transporting all of this really important stuff. John Cena intercepts them. He kidnaps Cypher and he puts her in the Silence of the Lamb cube.
Mm-hmm.
And he's also got, oh no, he doesn't have the half. The Fast and the Furious team, the Toretto team, come.
And then he steals it from them.
They steal, can I just tell it? They steal this half of a circle that's like a bomb or something. And then when we meet John Cena, he comes up and he steals it from Letty.
Okay.
And then the rest of the movie is spent trying to find the other half of this bomb circle plus the key.
And things happen.
And the key is a chick.
Spoiler, turns out is a girl.
Yeah. Okay.
Pretty good, right?
Excellent.
Thanks.
Excellent synopsis, Jude. Thank you.
That was excellent.
It's not a good thing when I don't have shit written down.
Okay.
John Felix,
I live my life 1/4 script at a time.
John Felix Anthony Cena.
Is this his real name?
That's his real name.
Nice. Right on.
I did not know this.
I didn't either. I'm not a wrestling fan. Are you a big fan of him as a wrestler guy?
It's all right.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't really watch a lot of wrestling anymore.
Oh, okay.
I'm more a fan of him as an actor than a wrestler. Like his comedic stuff is really good.
Yeah.
John Cena, and his name is John Cena.
All right, so let's get into this movie. My first impressions, my general thoughts. This was the best comedy of the year. I laughed from the beginning all the way to the end. I was at a certain point, I was crying laughing. I went with my best friend. It was like our last hoorah before he moves away. We're like, hey, let's go see a movie together. So we want to go see Fast 9. We were dying laughing. The whole audience, our IMAX theater was packed.
Really?
And the whole audience was laughing at this movie.
I feel like this would have been a perfect movie for us to see together because I talked through the whole thing. And I feel like this might have been the movie that would have been okay with you.
I talked through the whole thing.
I don't think I can go to the movies with you.
I was like, we were both like doing one of these at each other so that we didn't bother anyone else. There was only like 2 other people, but still.
I elbowed my buddy and I was like, bro, look how white his shirt is right now.
Oh, yeah.
Like after he gets done dying.
I was doing the same thing to Kadish and I was like, get out of here. I was like, hey. And that whole opening thing where they're like
the jungle?
The jungle with the landmines. And I was like, Letty's on a motorcycle. For some reason. And Dom is in a car. And I was like, babe, she's going to jump from the motorcycle to the car. And then when it happened, I was like, called it.
Dude. Oh my God, it was so hilarious. That's one of the first things I laughed at was when she got clipped by John Cena, right? John Cena jumps off a cliff and hits the bike and she goes flying. And then Dom like spins his car around to catch her on the hood.
Gently like a baby.
And then she looks up at him and he goes, that's right.
Did you not notice that there was a lot of that going on in this movie?
Oh yes, dude.
From flipping around from vehicle to vehicle as they're falling and rolling down hills.
These people are superhumans.
It was, I went to,
I'm sorry. It's kind of funny because they actually kind of make light of the whole superhuman
I was
thing.
I was just going to get to that.
Yeah, go ahead.
It was just like this. First off, okay, I fucking love this movie.
We knew it.
Yes, I knew it. It was.
This is the turn your brain off.
It was so
movie.
stupid. It was so stupid. It was. I was like, I quit watching these movies but at some point they stopped taking themselves seriously.
Yes. Yeah.
And now this is a Marvel movie without capes.
Yeah.
Okay. This is ridiculous.
Everybody is Captain America.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. And I took my wife, right? Mm-hmm. As I normally do because that's just what I do.
Because you're married and you have a wife and sometimes you do things. And
she hates it. She hates it when I drag her to these movies. It's like, it's Monday, we're going to the movies. Okay. It's like, fuck. Okay, fine. But so she sits there and she just glares at me the whole time, right? But I can tell that there's something going on because she's got this little smirk on her face. And she's like, I don't even know what to think about this movie. It's so
stupid.
It's like what's watching a superhero movie. But the thing I really appreciate about this now is not only the over-the-top nonsense, but it's so fourth wall self-aware now.
Yeah.
that I can appreciate it. You know, it's
So-
like, I think we're invincible.
He's like, look at my jacket. My jacket. And I'm not dead.
How do we not die?
And then he's like, you a dumbass.
Well, it was funny because like when he was so like in a scene in this movie, Tyrese Gibson, his character gets surrounded by like military.
14 guys with AKs.
Yeah, and they're all shooting at him, and he takes them all out, and his costume is full of bullet holes.
Yeah.
But he's not dead.
And he's not dead. And like at a certain point, like he's talking with Missandei and Ludacris.
Ludacris, yeah.
And he's like, you guys ever think it's weird that like we overcome such crazy obstacles and we never get hurt? And they're like, now that you mention it, yeah.
I thought after that scene, my brain started working. I go, I wonder if they're in like some kind of holodeck
Like a Matrix
thing.
What if the Fast movies take place in a Matrix?
I mean, that's probably where they could go.
Dude.
You know, the very last thing that we ever see is them unplugging
I wouldn't even be mad.
Toretto from
I wouldn't even be mad.
That would be dope.
If fucking Vin Diesel shows up in the Matrix 4 as like a cameo with his sleeves cut off.
Mobius and unplugging.
Yes!
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Dude.
What a great idea. Write that shit, Kadish. Make it happen.
We forgot to mention the giant magnet too.
Oh, gosh.
we'll get there.
Which is a main character in
Dude,
this movie.
this magnet is amazing.
This movie doesn't know how magnetism works.
No, it's funny
And
'cause
people come back from the dead.
this is exactly.
it's
Yeah, like Han died
Constantly.
Han died twice in this franchise.
Yeah, at the end, Tokyo Drift Kid is like, oh, I almost died when I found out you were alive. And I want to be like, which time?
I love that they brought him back
I
though.
know,
Has
yeah.
he been back for any other movies
I don't think so.
No, this is the first time Lucas
since Tokyo
Black-
Drift?
Actually, I think he had a minor cameo in either 5 or 6.
Okay.
In like a Cheerios commercial.
That's cold.
Oh,
No, for the record, Tokyo Drift is my favorite Fast and the Furious movie.
you fucking would.
I love that movie. I'm unashamed. I love that movie.
Something's wrong with you, but I'm feeling too good today to dive deeper into that.
I love the fact that they brought him back. His goofy little Southern accent is just perfect. I was like, he belongs in this movie. It was genius.
Yeah, I want to do a quick breakdown of the plot of this
Oh,
movie.
do we have to? Come on, man. We're on a roll.
Just real quick.
There's nothing real quick about you.
He's got to professor it up.
Go ahead.
Bueller.
All right, so
Bueller.
all right, so there's this doomsday bomb thing called Ares, and it's basically a super virus that can take over anything that's made with code, which basically means every computer program that's ever been invented. And so John Cena teams up with this kind of like son of a third world dictator, and this guy's funding John Cena's quest to get this this bomb and basically take over the world. And Mr. Nobody sends a message to the Fast and Furious team before his plane gets hijacked.
Because they don't have actual SWAT guys or military. It can only be Toretto and his friends.
Well,
Yeah.
he also knew that it was Dom's brother, and so the only person that could take down Dom's brother is Dom.
the only person that can take down a Toretto
Is a
is a
Toretto.
It's like, apparently, the best place to go recruit super spies is your local
Street drag
county
racers.
racetrack.
Yeah.
So
So basically, Toretto, Dom, and his wife come out of retirement, raising their kid in the country to stop his long lost brother. And throughout the course of the movie, it's like this weird hybrid, like spy action film with like flashbacks about like family drama.
The flashbacks were the best part.
but they didn't look anything like them.
Well, they had to recast.
Why didn't they just de-age them?
Because I'm glad they didn't.
Ugh,
Fuck that technology.
I hate de-aging.
Fuck that technology.
It looks
Recast.
terrible.
I'm okay with it.
It's
No,
the creepiest thing.
But in this stupid fucking movie, it would have been fine.
No, recast.
Oh, I thought
That's
it
the
was
kid
fine.
from Peaky Blinders. I was happy to see him.
Care who it is.
Also, so throughout this movie, the young kind of like heir to the country that's funding all this stuff, he builds a super magnet that they use to disrupt communications and stuff
Literally
like that
everything.
when they do a heist. And the Fast 9 team gets hold of this thing, and they're like, oh, the things we can do with
They
this.
weaponized it.
Apparently,
Yeah.
they can just like whisper to it, only take out this thing right here.
Yeah.
And it does.
Yeah.
Isn't it like a a portable
Electromagnet
electro
with an EMP
That's
side effect to it. Yeah.
connected to the car because there's like a button
So,
in the car.
But before we get there, so like this all leads up to a climax where literally they have to go into space.
Yes.
And
They
take
went
out
to
a
space.
satellite that is being
Which,
uploaded.
with a
thank
Fiero.
God, Tokyo Drift Kid is in this one because just so happens he makes rocket
Yep.
cars.
Yep. Hell yeah. What was the name of the car that he made? It was
Fiero.
a Fiero.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Dude.
Fiero. Those are real cars.
It's
Oh,
so
yeah.
They're
good.
very
It's
very
so good.
80s.
Very
We'll get there.
80s.
So the magnet thing, I was freaking cracking up laughing because there was the first scene where we get introduced to the magnet. It's inside that box truck, the big yellow box truck. And Masande walks next to it and she's completely fine. And then she's like, oh, I wonder what's going on. All of a sudden, like out of nowhere, her necklace just gets pulled off of her neck.
Oh no, that wasn't Miss
Or
Sunday.
it goes-
that was ludicrous.
Ludicrous. It's like, what did that just now happen? Like the magnet, the plot convenience of the magnet
Man.
is so
Well,
freaking
But
hilarious.
swear to
Well,
God,
they-
you don't care at all.
No.
Well, they were using the magnet to disrupt communications and
Yeah, so Cena
and-
could go in and
yeah,
steal
so
the
Cena
thing.
could steal the thing.
Yeah.
and go on the zip line
And
ride from
that's
hell.
why it was on, and that's only how they discovered it because it pulled off Ludacris's necklace, and Tyrese was like,
How much
"Man,
you pay for
thought
that?
was silver."
Silver and magnetic.
I just
God damn it, dude.
it
It's
just
so
dawned
funny.
on me that was Masande from
Yeah, it's
Game of Thrones.
Masande
It's
from
like,
Game of Thrones.
man, I know that chick.
Yeah.
It
Where have I
is
seen
known.
it? Where have
It
I
is
seen this
known.
girl from? It's like, and now you just told me.
There it is.
I don't know why I wasn't clicking with it yesterday.
It was the
I
braids.
should
Yeah.
have, man.
The braids?
Maybe, yeah.
I was really upset that they didn't explain what happened with Mr. Nobody. Like
He
just-
died in the plane
Well,
crash.
that'll be in Fast
Well,
14.
no.
Oh, he'll still be alive.
Yeah, they didn't say that he died. They just couldn't find him anywhere.
Okay.
My fanfic is that he was on the space station that picked up.
Oh, the ISS.
Yeah,
Yeah, the space.
Gotcha.
yeah.
All right.
He had the Tootsie Rolls and the Snickers
I
waiting
wanna-
for him.
I want to talk about my favorite part of this movie.
Okay, hit
I
me.
was. This is the part that made me cry laughing. My buddy and I were just the whole audience, my entire packed IMAX theater, laughing out loud like a freaking comedy, like a Will Ferrell comedy movie. Is when Dom is in London and he's driving his freaking Charger or Challenger, whatever the fuck his name is.
with Helen Mirren.
and he's
Oh, yeah.
freaking shifting through the gears and he's like trying to find John Cena, right? And you see
Oh,
John
yeah.
Cena in between
As
the
he's
buildings,
ziplining.
ziplining through the town, and he looks over and he goes, and he's just ziplines, and then Dom's shifting, he's going like 100 miles an hour, and he's taking corners, and he looks over and you see John Cena for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
John Cena is ziplining through
Well,
the city. It's freaking hilarious.
He had to stop on roofs and then shoot another
but
one.
you have to be going downhill.
I kept wondering who put those bags with those zipline guns
Just
up
a-
there on every building.
Wouldn't it be
It was
easier?
very- it was
Like you have a
pre-planned.
great crew,
Dude, it was so funny.
Yeah,
But-
it was so pre-planned that they didn't have a guy waiting for
Yeah.
him quite yet to pick him up
Well,
at
you
the
know.
end part.
Yeah, the guy was chasing him in the car trying to catch up to him.
You're not supposed to think about this stuff.
No, I know, but it was just so damn funny, dude.
It
And,
was.
and then
It
Dom
was-
gets out of his car and catches up to him on foot.
Yeah, runs up a building,
Does some riff running.
does some
and then
parkour,
leaps
yeah,
off
that's
of
so
a
good.
building into another building.
and then they fight and they break through brick walls and shit. Oh my god, it was
do you
amazing.
think when they show up to the set and they get these scripts handed to them, do you think they all go,
Jesus Christ.
fuck me? I don't even know who writes these things. It's just incredible.
I think, like you guys said, like I think the writers and directors and producers of these movies are now they lean into the ridiculousness.
well,
So
Vin,
they're-
Vin
they-
Diesel owns the rights to these, right?
Yeah, I
No, I don't think he does.
I was gonna say, I'm like, God damn, he's a billionaire.
He
Oh, it's Riddick. He
yeah,
owns.
yeah. He
okay.
agreed to do more Fast and Furious in
Yeah.
exchange for the rights to Riddick.
I mean, this is a winner.
I mean,
It's great.
So
who are they competing with in the movie world? Are they trying to
It's-
top somebody?
no,
What movie franchise are they?
there's 9 films.
I think that they're just competing against the last movie that they
Yes.
made.
How
Yeah.
do we make
think
We
this
that's
one
gotta
more
make it
ridiculous?
weirder.
Yeah.
How do we make this one more ridiculous than the last
Well, I
one?
mean-
and people still go, "It was- it
Dude,
was spend
the
money for it."
last movie, 8, when it came out, everybody was like, what are they going to do next? Go to space? Yes.
Yep.
Okay, challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted.
They're in deep sea scuba gear in space.
And you know what scares the shit out of
With
me
duct tape.
is when this movie came out, people were like, what are you going to have next? Dinosaurs in your movie?
Oh, it's happening.
Yes.
It's gonna happen.
It's like, oh shit.
Wait for it.
well, Vin Diesel says he wants one of the next ones to be a musical.
Do it. Fuck it.
I love it.
Let's talk about. There's one thing I want to present to you guys, but I think I should probably wait until the end of our conversation. So I'll hold off on that question. But don't let me forget. I have a question for all of you guys.
Can I talk about my favorite part?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so in the beginning, and they're in the jungle with the landmines, and
Yes.
they're like, "We gotta find the bridge," and then they find the bridge, and it's a plank walking.
It's like the bridge from Indiana Jones.
Yes.
It's not a bridge. It's like a rope.
Yeah, it's a rope.
with some planks on it.
Yeah, it's
And they drive
two
the
ropes
fucking
and
Jeep.
planks. Let me tell it. It's my
I'm sorry.
favorite
I'm sorry.
part.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I love this
So,
movie.
They're in like a tank / Jeep, and then of course the bridge breaks, and the bridge falls, and it's hanging up and down.
I know.
And gravity has no effect
Gravity doesn't work.
when they drive up the bridge
In a Jeep Gladiator.
in a Jeep Gladiator, and then they're fine. They just keep going.
Gravity.
They drove up the bridge that was hanging by one side.
The rope and wood bridge.
Yes. Yes.
Gravity-
And then it gets even better because Toretto comes in his car and
He Tarzan's across the fucking thing.
I elbowed Kadish and I was like, classic slingshot.
What were you gonna say, Matt?
I don't remember. That was the first time I felt the glare in the back of my head.
Oh my
From the
god.
wife. Yeah. She's like,
Crying. So
she's all, what did you bring us to?
The best movie ever.
Say-
Oh my God.
say Gravity
And
doesn't.
you're welcome.
Well,
Gra-
and they had to cross that bridge because that was the border of the small island, and the military couldn't pursue them past that bridge.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Oh, I remember when I said, get out of here out loud. It was when the plane came and magnetically
picked up the car,
that
but didn't-
drove off the cliff.
But didn't crush it.
yeah.
Yeah, magnets are magic.
Just zoom.
Yep.
Just-
And then Ludacris was like, did he just drive a car off a cliff and then magnetize to a plane? It's like, yes.
Yep.
Oh, man. Vader, do you have what moment broke you that you just were like,
Oh, I
wow.
was broken from the get go.
Yeah? Okay. But
yeah,
you love
when,
this movie, though.
when Ludacris didn't get killed by the
Oh,
15
okay.
people, I was like,
Yeah.
okay, this movie.
I think that was
Tyrese.
or Tyrese.
Tyrese, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know all the names of
Are
these
you
guys.
sure?
I think that was the
I was like, okay, we're going to Clown Town.
I
in this
feel
movie.
I feel like that was the moment the movie was letting the audience know, get ready. Like,
Yeah.
Well, the moment that broke me was when Dom shows up to go on the mission. I'm turning to Judah. I was like, what do you do with this kid?
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
I was gonna
left
say
it with,
that.
He left it with Merle.
he leaves, like his wife leaves. By the way, I have a huge crush on that actress. She's freaking gorgeous.
Michelle Rodriguez.
Oh,
Or Jordana Brewster.
no,
Oh, Michelle Rodriguez,
Yeah.
yeah.
I had a crush on her since the first Fast and Furious movie. She takes
Me
off.
too.
She takes off on the motorcycle. She leaves.
She's like,
Dom's
"I'm
there.
out."
Dom's there with his kid. As far as we know, there's the only two people that are there, Dom and her.
Because they're out in the middle of
not in
nowhere.
the middle of nowhere.
That's the whole point.
Dom shows up at the airport, doesn't say anything about his kid,
Mhm.
and then he acts surprised when his sister is like, "Don't worry, your kids are safe." Like, where did you put your kids, bro?
Mhm.
Did you just leave?
Remember
Doesn't
that
matter.
part?
He put him in that cubby hole under the barn.
He just left
Yeah.
him there. Stay here,
Go,
kid.
go
We'll be right
down to
back.
go down to your panic room.
Do what we practiced.
Remember that part where he's drowning and he's envisioning his whole
Yes.
family and then he sees his son in the vision? I turned to Kadish and I went, oh, I left him in the car.
So, that's a perfect segue because the next thing I wanted to talk about was Dom's like Hulk rage out in the submarine freaking bunker or whatever he was in. Amazing. He was picking
Oh,
dudes
yeah,
up,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
breaking their backs. At a certain point, he'd grabbed like 30 dudes all at once and was like forcing them backwards. I'm like,
He's-
what
was
is
like,
going on?
It's Riddick.
And then,
He's in the Matrix.
Yeah,
dude.
it basically became a Riddick movie. At
yeah.
that point.
Yeah.
And then he grabs the chains and he like collapses the entire
Yeah.
building down
he
on
broke
himself.
the building.
He broke the concrete bunker. It
Uh-huh.
was
Well,
amazing.
Did you guys notice that the really big security guard guy that's like,
Yeah.
like the henchman of the young
with the really nice teeth.
Mhm.
yeah, with
With
the
the
really nice
tattoo.
Yeah.
We got a great dental plan.
that was Odium from the Nevers, the guy who could walk on water. and stuff.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh yeah. Okay.
There's one. I have one major problem with this movie that actually
One.
made me problem as in like I wanted to walk out of the theater.
Oh, hush.
Cardi B shows
Oh,
up
yeah.
as
Is that who that was?
SWAT team member
I
with a
didn't-
bunch of freaking internet hoes. I was like,
Yeah.
what is going on?
I didn't know who that was, but
That
okay.
irritated the shit out of me, like in a bad way. Like the rest of it is like dumb and over the top, but I'm having fun, so I don't care.
Like when that scene happened, I was sitting there. I was like, were these girls in any of the previous ones? Because I don't
No,
remember.
it was like
any
a
of them.
full-on cameo, but it was Cardi B and a bunch of chicks I've never seen before, and they were like masquerading as SWAT team member or Interpol
And
members
Interpol, yeah.
who arrest Dom at the behest of the main bad guy. And I'm like, and Dom's like, hey, what's up, ladies? How you doing? Let me have my gun back. I was like, what the fuck is going
And
on?
that girl cannot read a script.
Oh,
She cannot deliver a line.
I thought it was Nicki Minaj.
I don't.
Yeah.
It might have been. I don't know the
Yeah,
difference.
he was
No,
like, "Is
same
that
thing.
Nicki Minaj." I was like, I don't know.
It was just that was the one moment where I was like, if I wasn't doing this for the podcast, I might just leave because it irritated me to like a negative.
And that was after Helen Mirren's cameo.
Yeah.
She was
I thought-
driving the car. She was
thought
badass.
that was
yeah,
pretty
she's
funny.
badass.
She was wearing the diamond necklace.
She's all-
Well,
jewel
she
thief.
was Hobbs and Luke Evans' mother in the previous couple ones.
Nice.
So like she was reprising her role.
Oh, I dig
from
it.
Like was it 7 and 8?
I haven't seen Hobbs and Shaw or any of those movies. I haven't
Oh,
seen
you
anything.
haven't?
Last one
You've seen Hobbs and Shaw because we did it for the podcast.
Did
Yeah.
we?
I don't think so, buddy.
No, I'm pretty sure.
I feel like we did. I
We
watched
We
it.
can check the archive.
All right.
Maybe I faked my way through that podcast.
Have we watched so many movies we forget what we watched?
I know. No, I don't remember watching that. I think the last Fast and the Furious movie I saw was
you
6.
remember The Rock was like tanking a helicopter with a
Yeah,
chain.
I remember that because it was all over the internet and people just had clips of it. But I don't think I ever watched the whole movie. Maybe I did. I don't know. Anyway, not important. Jesus, this movie was fantastic. I don't know what his-
It was surprisingly entertaining.
So,
So
like,
much fun.
you like literally you have to turn your brain off.
Can we
though.
talk
Oh,
about the going to space?
Oh, please, yes. Okay, so
Best part.
we meet up with the kid from Tokyo Drift. He's designing rocket ships on Fieros or Miatas or something, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And he's hanging out with the group from Tokyo Drift is there just making rocket ships. And Ludacris and what's his name?
Tyrese.
Tyrese comes
You
in.
have a
Sorry.
trombone.
I don't know the characters' names.
Oh, that's not their characters' names. Those
Oh,
are their
it's
actual
not?
names.
No,
Yeah,
it's not.
that's the actor's name.
Oh shit. my
It's
bad.
Gibson.
Tej and Roman.
Tej and Roman. Okay, so they show up and they're like, "Look, guys, we need to get to a satellite in space. How? Like, you're the only people we know."
Oh well.
Dom sent us, and it was funny. They're like, "Who's Dom?" They were all didn't even know. Who he was.
Dominic Toretto sent us. Cool. Who's that?
Well, the two guys from Too Fast, Too Furious, or whatever. No, Fast and Furious 3, Tokyo Drift.
Yeah.
They knew who Dom was, but then like the new guy was just like,
Who's that?
Dom?
Anyway, so they contract these guys to make them a rocket ship. Apparently, they just have access to like military grade airplanes and all kinds of crazy shit,
Yeah, why not?
which is cool. Whatever. So they strap them to the what kind of car is it again?
Fiero.
A Fiero.
It's the poor man's Ferrari.
Okay, a Fiero with rocket boosters on it. They fly it up into into the sky with a freaking giant ass military airplane, and then they launch from there. And the whole bit is just like we don't know what we're doing. We're kind of flying by the seat of our pants.
We just want to race a rocket.
We just want to race a rocket. The guy's like
and not
doing
explode.
the guy's still doing the math on how to
Is
get the
this gonna work?
trajectory.
Yeah.
it'll totally
It'll
work.
It'll be fine.
And then they're still on the mic and they're talking to each other like, I don't know how to do this. I've never done this
It's like,
before.
that microphone's on.
It's either going to work or he's going to die.
and Miss Sandy from the ground is talking into her earpiece to them up in space, and it's like they're coming through
So-
fine.
There was a moment where they actually made it. They made it to space, guys. They actually made it to space. They're up there and they're flying around, and Ludacris is like doing the math, quote unquote, on how to get the satellite broken up. And at a certain point, everything goes wrong, and they're like, the only way we can do it is if we crash into the satellite and destroy it. And they're like, all right, I guess that's what we're gonna do
Yeah, because they believe they're invincible.
because they believe they're invincible. And then
Well,
this was
out
I
they
mean,
kinda
aren't
are.
they?
this was another point where I started crying, laughing. The dude has a steering wheel
Yeah.
in space.
Yeah.
He's steering the car in space. And then when he's like,
hitting the gas.
he's hitting the gas. And my favorite part, he's like, you do the math. I'll do the driving. And he shifts the car into gear in space and flies through the satellite.
Hit the nos.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, he's got his little steering wheel
Oh
in
my
space.
God.
And then they hit the satellite. There's a huge explosion. And then the next scene, they're fine.
Well, they established that they're invincible. So
They
technically, it's
really
good
are.
writing.
The-
They're like high-fiving. They're like, yeah, good explosion, bro.
And they get out of the ship or they get out of the car. They're all fucking inflated, waving to the
And
ISS.
they're deep sea. They're the one deep sea goggle is like, it's got like some frostbite on it. And they're like, hope somebody comes and finds us. Somebody does.
This is bad. Salty's broken. It's terrible.
This movie broke Salty.
Well, this movie broke everybody.
I said we should all go see this together. You guys never want to hang out with me.
It's because you talk during movies.
That's right.
Like it wasn't just the fact that they went to space that was ridiculous. It was everything they did in space that was also ridiculous.
Listen, everything about this movie is ridiculous.
It's everything. There is no point that this movie takes itself seriously.
Although, so like this is the first time since Fast 6 that Justin Lin has returned as both director and writer.
Oh.
And he kind of has
Is that the one with the never-ending runway?
Yeah. Is that 6?
I believe it is.
I think that's the last one I watched.
Yeah, me too.
So like Justin Lin, like his whole thing when he came into the franchise was he kind of made it more about like, this is a family and we're going to focus on the family aspect. Yeah. And so like when he came back, like I thought like the whole kind of relationship between Dom and his younger brother, which is the heart of this movie, was actually really well done.
I said the flashbacks to the 80s was the best part of this movie.
I just didn't like that they used different actors, but the story with it was really well done.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of weird that they kind of threw this out of nowhere. Like, what, 9 movies in, all of a sudden we're learning that Dom has like extended family. It's weird.
Well,
we'll probably find their adopted stepsister in Fast 13.
When they revealed that John Cena was going to be his brother, there was a lot of internet rumors that in the next movie Arnold Schwarzenegger will be their father.
That's the mixed blood. That would be genius. I don't know.
Oh, so you're saying that John Cena's mother is the same as Dom's, and the father of John Cena was Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Yep. I could do that.
The Toretto family lineage is very confusing.
It's okay.
I don't look anything like my sister, so.
What happened to Gal Gadot's character? I did not know
She died.
But did she really die?
Well, no one really dies in these movies.
So could they get Gal Gadot to come back?
If she wants to quit Wonder Woman, I guess.
For Fast 10? Oh, that last movie sucked. That last movie, if it was as funny as this one, I think would have done gangbusters.
She was never an important person in the
You're always important with your
franchise.
family.
I mean, I forgot that she was in it.
Well, she was important to Han, but I like how like Han, like, so he died in Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, right? Mm-hmm. That was the first time he died.
Yeah.
And then it turns out, he faked his death. Mm-hmm. They brought him back. And then he gets killed again to set up Shaw, which is Jason Statham's character, as a villain in the franchise. And in this movie, they're just like, he faked his death a second time. Mm-hmm. It's like, how often are you going to kill this guy off?
And how easy is it?
Yeah.
Guys, does Universal owns this property?
Yeah.
Universal also owns
Jurassic Park.
And
are we going to get dinosaurs?
Back to the Future. Is that right? Do they own Back to the Future property?
There's no more Back to the Future movies, dude.
No.
I don't think they own it. I think that's Robert Zemeckis has
the exclusive rights. But what if they get Christopher Lloyd to come back as a disgraced scientist to make him a time machine?
They do have King Kong.
That would be awesome.
They have King Kong.
Well, they have King Kong.
Well, apparently there's roads and jungles, so
yeah,
taking the cars back to prehistoric,
never-ending straight roads.
And they want to landmine a remote island that nobody's ever fought over.
Yeah.
God, this movie.
As long as you're going 80 miles per hour, you're going to be okay.
But none of them were going 80 miles.
That was a very well-armed military for like a remote island.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they came out of nowhere. There was like 40 freaking vehicles chasing them down. It was crazy.
But what was funny when they first introduced the rocket car, Jude and I turned to each other and it's like, once this thing hits 88 miles an hour, you guys are going to see some shit. I would have loved it if they actually said that in the movie.
Let's polish this up. Do final thoughts. Vader, do you recommend people go see this movie?
I don't know. If we weren't watching this if we weren't doing this show, I would not have gone and seen this.
Okay.
But I'm kind of glad I did, just because it's so
ridiculous.
It's so dumb and out there and crazy and
self-aware.
That was my favorite part about it.
Me too.
Is how self-aware it was. They know it's ridiculous, and if this movie had been like this and it wasn't as self-aware as it was, I probably would have hated it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they know it's insane. Mm-hmm. They know that this movie is it's literally a turn your brain off, go to the movies, and just chill for a couple hours. It's a half hour too long. It's 2.5 hours.
That
It's
half hour.
long.
That half
It's
hour.
really
was-
long.
It's not a very fast movie.
No.
But it's also the longest of the franchise.
That 30 minutes.
Yeah, my wife looked at me. She goes, "How long is this thing?"
It's long.
So I put my phone underneath her sweater. Yeah. Oh shit. 145 minutes. We got like another hour. Seriously?
So-
Of this nonsense? I go, yeah.
That
So-
that extra 30, 40 minutes was all explaining how John
Yeah.
Cena showed up. That's all it
Yeah,
was. That was
that's
all
all it was.
backstory. Jude,
Yes,
do you suggest people go watch this movie?
100%.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's
I
it.
mean, if you live your life 1/4 mile at a time, like I do, and like I think the rest of us do, like don't plan it, just do it.
Okay. Kadish, do you recommend people go watch this movie?
Oh, 100%. Like, especially like if you've seen the other Fast and Furious movies and you know what you're getting into.
It
Like,
doesn't matter though.
it really doesn't. Like, you don't have to have seen any of
No.
the
I
previous
haven't.
movies.
I haven't
to watch
seen one
this
since 6.
Like I said, yeah, I haven't seen anything since 6, and I
Yeah.
had no problem with this.
Yeah, you didn't really miss much, but every time something dumb happened in this movie, which was pretty much like constantly, normally I would be bothered by that. But when I was watching this movie, I was just like, it's dumb.
Yeah.
Like magnets don't work that way, but it looks cool when those cars
Yeah.
are like flipping
This
over.
is definitely the most fun of all of the Fast and Furious movies. Like the first one, I think is an actual like great adventure action movie.
It's actually more of a crime movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good movie.
Isn't it
And then the
isn't it a heist
further-
movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, the further on they go, they start getting ridiculous and it starts getting absurd, and you're like, oh, okay, whatever. And it's very easy to check out of it.
Mhm.
And it would have been really easy to check out and not go see this. However, this one, there's just some sort of magic about it that makes it so fun. And it's honestly so much more enjoyable than I think the rest of the movies.
Also, Paul Walker's character is still alive.
Yeah, he's just
They
chilling at the
kept him
beach.
alive. He's watching the kids.
Yep.
She's like, he's on his way.
What?
No, remember she was like, "Don't worry, your kids are with the safest person they could be with."
The kid was with the mechanic. So
No.
Merle.
No.
No, not that guy. They were with Brian, which is Paul Walker's
Walker.
I
character.
love that you call him Merle.
Merle from Walking Dead.
From Walking Dead.
That dude came out of nowhere.
I thought he was with the kid.
He'll be in the next one.
No, so Merle raised John Cena,
Right.
Yes.
and that's it.
All right.
So
Whatever.
Paul Walker's character was the one looking after his kids. And
Didn't they mourn
Dom's
him
kids.
in the end of the last one?
No,
No, they had a tribute where they deep faked his brother into the movie.
Well, no.
Where his brother was the body.
They deep faked Paul Walker into the end of 6, I think,
Was that 6?
and they drove off into
And
the
then
sunset.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. So the question that I want to present to the panel, you guys can answer one at a time. So we on this podcast watch a lot of ridiculously bad movies that we love,
Fact.
and they're mostly from the 80s, some 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the new so bad it's good, Vader?
Oh, God, you broke him.
You just blew his mind.
I don't know.
This
I,
is
I,
like
I need to think about
people who are growing up watching this movie that are in teenagers 30 years from now are gonna be like, guys,
This
this
movie
movie
is
is so bad
bonkers.
it's good.
that. Maybe, yeah, it could be.
And it's from freaking 2021, so long
But
ago.
But so here's the thing: that movies that are so bad they're good aren't self-aware. I don't think, for the most part.
Mm.
This movie is like Deadpool fourth wall self-aware bullshit.
Hmm.
Okay, you know what I mean?
Yeah, kind of.
But I get what you're saying, and I think it could be. But I have a hard time. I like when I feel like movies that are so bad they're good are movies that think they're just making a really fun movie that's terrible, but they don't think it's terrible.
I'm pretty sure Deathstalker 2 knew it was pretty bad.
Well, yeah, but Corman movies are
Or Chopping Mall, or
Yeah,
Night of the
I-
why
Comet.
do you
they
guys
know-
always pick on Chopping Mall?
because it
'Cause it
sucks.
sucks.
It's terrible. You're banned.
Ooh, August is coming, baby.
Okay, Jude. August is right around the corner. Jude gets half that month.
Half?
I get one for each boob.
Why do I only get? I only get 1 week.
You have one dick. I have 2 tits.
Jesus Christ. He's got 2 nuts. Anyway.
How do you know?
I'm assuming. Jude,
Yes.
is Fast 9 or even you could just say the whole franchise if you really wanted to, but is the Fast 9 movie that we just watched the new so bad it's good?
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I think I also have to take into consideration that this is 2021 and, you know, most of the things that have come out in the theaters, they've just been okay at best. It's been a while since we've got something that was really entertaining, and it's hard to find that magic of written well, good story, well acted, and fun and enjoyable and entertaining. It's hard to find a movie that gives you all of that. And this really did. Is it ridiculous and absurd? Of course. But there's just something about it that just makes it so much fun. It's there's just like a fine line between a movie that's ridiculous and absurd and you hate it, and this where it's ridiculous and absurd and just so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how, but
That
you did it.
That description that you just said sounds very similar to the way we talk about 80s movies that are terrible that we love.
I think you might be onto something there.
It could be, yes.
Kadish, what do you think, buddy? So bad it's good?
So, first of all, this movie made $400 million worldwide on its opening weekend.
Already?
Good
Yeah,
job.
it's the highest grossing post-COVID.
Did it
movie.
open in China already?
I don't know.
I wonder.
Well, Cena had to
I wonder.
apologize.
Oh,
to
that's
China.
right.
He had to apologize for what?
Oh,
Wait, what?
We'll tell you after.
Well, yeah, that's
Go ahead, Kadish.
Did he assault someone?
No.
Okay, so I think that you might be giving the future generations too much credit when it comes to so bad it's good
yeah.
stuff.
They are getting really dumb, aren't they?
They're gonna be like,
I mean,
Oh, we sound like such old people.
yeah,
The new generation, they're all idiots.
us Gen
Morons.
Zs.
yeah, we do. But I mean, like there's like a whole generation of people who grew up loving episodes, 7, 8, and 9.
No, they
You
do.
know.
Nobody loves those movies.
There are people who do,
They really don't.
and so like
they're virtue signaling, man.
there are going to be people who grow up loving the Fast and Furious franchise and thinking it's high art as opposed to so bad it's good. But like, I think that, Hollywood's very consistent in how it churns out garbage. And so like every decade has like, it's kind of like, bottom feeding, like campy, stupid, and endearing movies. And the Fast and Furious franchise, it's been going on since
2001.
Yeah, early 2000s. So it's already spanned like 2 decades, and I think that they're probably going to do at least 2 more.
Mm-hmm.
I hope so.
So I mean, like I do feel like this is going to be something that future podcasters will look back on in like 30 years and be like, "Oh, you remember how awesome those Fast and Furious movies were?"
There'll be one guy on the podcast that's like, "Stop making us watch the crap."
Shitty
Right.
movie.
Look at this shit.
Oh,
Yeah, like Justin Lin will be up there with Roger Corman. Like he did Aquaman too. If you remember.
I remember that. All right, Vader. Do you have a star rating for this thing?
I don't know, man. It's both a 1-star crap fest and a 4-star movie.
Yeah.
So I don't know where to put it.
It's Schrodinger's cat.
It's weird. It's so weird. I don't have a rating. I
Okay.
don't.
Jude, do you have one?
I think so. So in the realm of the Fast and Furious saga, this is my second favorite of the 9 movies. So
Wow.
I'm going to give it 4 out of 5.
What was your first?
Actually, I'm going to give it 8 out of 9 motorcycles,
Okay.
landmines.
8 out of 9?
Yeah, because there's 9 movies.
Oh, okay. I like that.
There's Fine.
It's
Um,
fine.
It's fine.
It's not fine.
What's your
it's
first
fine.
favorite one? The first,
first
one?
one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Kadish, you got a rating for this?
Yeah, like if I were looking at it strictly from like a film criticism perspective,
Don't do that.
Can you really do that with this?
No.
You can, but it zaps all the fun out of it.
That's your 1-star crap fest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like just as a movie goer, I give this a solid 3 nitrous tanks out of 5. So I had a really good time watching this
I had
movie.
fun.
It was
Yeah.
a lot of fun. It was ridiculous, but in a good way.
Yeah.
The kind of ridiculous where you just don't care.
Especially considering like how long it is. It's 2.5 hours long.
Mhm.
And we had just gone to dinner and we were both like so full we wanted to go into a coma. And it was like 8 o'clock at night. And I was like, oh God, I really don't feel like going to see a movie right now. And I did not have a problem staying awake the whole time.
Compare this to a Zack Snyder 2.5 hour film.
Oh, stop.
No, I'm serious. Just contrast.
Look for some way to stick a knife into Zack Snyder.
Contrast a Zack Snyder movie that's 2.5 hours long.
Alex, what did you think?
With this.
Trying to get the Snyder files on.
Yeah, he's trying to get those dislikes. This is like, I'm 100% agree with Vader. Like, this is a 1-star crap fest. It is terribly written. It is ridiculous.
You better hurry up
It
with
is
a butt.
so terrible. But
there it is.
holy shit, did I have fun watching
It's
this
so
movie.
much fun.
This is a 4 out of 5 on an entertainment level.
Yes.
I was so entertained. I was laughing. I was ripping my buddy going, look how freaking stupid this
You
is.
talked during a movie. I'm so proud of you.
It was so ridiculous. I didn't even appreciate, like, I wasn't, normally I have respect for the film on screen, and I just like, let me just ingest this and take it for what it is, and I'll talk about it later. This movie, I was like, fuck it. Dude, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So was it one of those experiences where the entire theater was in on the joke and,
Yes.
and the audience reaction kind of helped carry it?
During the most serious moments in the movie where you get like Dom like doing his smolder, like looking at like while he's driving, like, oh, yeah. Like people were laughing out loud. It was hilarious. The audience was 100% in on the joke, and that made the experience so much better.
The worst thing you could ever do to a
Toretto
is take away his family.
Such fucking genius. All right, guys, that's it. That's our discussion for Fast 9. I'd hate to say this, but go watch the movie, dude. It's freaking hilarious. If you haven't seen it already, it's totally worth it. But don't be sober and don't be alone.
I mean,
That's good
unless you're in
advice.
recovery, then you can be sober, but don't go alone.
Yeah. All right. Before we get out of here, Matt Vader, where can they find you on the socials?
You can find me at Matt Vader 74 on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. And on this channel, I'm playing some games Saturday mornings, maybe more.
Right on.
So, yeah.
All right. Jude, where can they find you?
You can find me at I am Jude Juju on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok.
And Matthew Kadish.
You can find me at Matthew Kadish, Kadish on Twitter, and kadishbooks.com will take you to my Amazon page.
And I'm your host, Salty Nerd. You can catch me on Twitter at salty_nerd. And as always, stay salty, my friends.